Watch out, Hawks, we're coming! Go Cats! G'day everyone, it's Cats versus Hawks on a Monday twilight at the MCG, and this is your round 3 preview. So, last time we played the Hawkers, round 2 last year, Cats got up by 61 points. It was a close game for the first half at least anyway. Not much in it, and then the Cats just went bonkers in the third and fourth quarters. We just, as we do. I think it was at KP, wasn't it? Yeah. So how often do we play the Hawks at Kardinia Park? It was great to get them down there and show them how it's done. Boys played pretty well. I think we kicked the last 10 of the last 11 goals. So yeah, we really put the foot down and or put the foot on the throat with the Hawkers and showed them who's boss. Set them back down the highway. They won't want to come down again. I doubt we'll see them again for another 50 years, unless there's another pandemic that breaks out in 2050 or something like that. It was nice to give them a smashing. It would have been great if we had a few people there to see it as well and to really stick it up them when they walked off the ground and things like that. Don't like the Hawks. If this is the first time you've watched me talk about the Cats, you're going to realise pretty quickly I'm extremely biased Geelong supporter. So that's not your cup of tea. See you later, or hang around if you want to just see what it's like anyway. I love the Cats. I try to be balanced sometimes, but I'm going to be pro Geelong. So when you watch this, clearly I'm a Geelong supporter. I'll try and call it as I see it, but yeah. So don't like Hawthorn, never have. I would rather. What do I make rather? Oh, it's close. I hate Hawthorn almost as much. I enjoy seeing Hawthorn lose almost as much as I enjoy seeing Geelong win. So that's my level of hatred. I can't get over the 89 grand final, and I definitely can't get over the 08 grand final. It doesn't matter how many times we beat them. I'm going to hate those guys. So I'm sure they're normal people outside of the game of football, but when they put on that poo and wee outfit, can't stand them. And some of the fans are pretty average as well. Some of them are okay, I guess, at a stretch. Sorry if you're a Hawthorn fan watching this, but why are you watching this? I don't understand why you're watching it, but if you want to stick it out, that's up to you. Good for you. Anyway, so yeah, last time we smashed them. I think Selwood was best on ground. I know Parfitt was an absolute tackling machine. He started the year really well last year. He had 11 tackles in that game. And everyone's favourite at the moment, not really, but everyone's favourite at the moment, Brian Myers. If we go back 12 months, he actually kicked 3 goals in the game against Hawthorn last time. So yeah, we'll see how he goes this time. He's probably one of those players. I'll talk about him a bit later. But he's one of those fringe players at the moment that probably needs week after week needs to play well to keep his spot. I think the coaches are going to give him every chance because he's a bit of an X factor type player, and we need those kind of guys in our team, but you can only give people so many chances too. So anyway, hopefully Grind goes all right. Hopefully Selwood's had a couple of great games to start the year, so hopefully he has another great game. He'd be probably up top 10 in the Brownlow at this point. This is my read on it. He might have snuck a vote against Adelaide. It was still a close game. Probably would have got the 2 or the 3 votes last week as well. So you'd have to think Selwood's up there at the minute in the Brownlow, but he's an old fella, so he won't keep that going all through the year. So who's missing from Hawthorn? Oh, Gunston's missing. I think he's out for a few more weeks actually, and James Sicily, that prick, he's missing as well. So the player we love to boo the most now that Sam Mitchell's not hanging around. I think he's an assistant coach now, but Sicily's out, and Gunston played really well last time as well. Actually, he's one of their better players, especially in that first half, at least anyway. And no one really did much in that second half. So yeah, I think Burgoyne's going to be there. If you remember the last time, Burgoyne slung Danger into the turf and didn't get much for that at all, really. I think they had a bit of a look. The umpire on the ground didn't even report it, and then the MRP had a look and they said, no, nothing to see there. And tell you what, if that was Danger slinging Burgoyne into the ground or Danger slinging anyone else into the ground, guarantee that would have been a lifetime ban and hard labour in the salt mines or something like that. So Danger just can't cop it. Anyway, I'll get over my Danger pain a little bit later, probably later in the year, I'd say. Yeah, poor old Danger. He can't do anything. What are you going to do? So MCG this time around, not at Kardinia Park. So clearly, Geelong's home game at the MCG. Yep, home game. You heard that right. I think we're wearing the white shorts. Can't remember if we've got the white or the blue. I prefer us in the white shorts anyway. I don't know. We just play better in the white. for some reason. Not sure what that's about, but that's just my feeling on it. So I think we'll get 50,000 people there, including me and Beck. We're going to drive up on the Monday. We usually park at the Arts Centre and have a bit of a walk. The weather looks like it's going to be pretty good, about 19 degrees, I think they're saying. So nice sunny day. It's great when it's a great Easter Monday. The sun's shining. The weather's just not too hot, not too cold. Oh, it's great. I love Easter Monday. I hope we play the Hawks on Easter Monday forever. It's a great day. I just love getting down there bathing in that sunshine. Not cooking. There was one. I think there was one game where it was 30 degrees. That was crazy. I can't remember the result in that game. Someone else might remember that. But yeah, really looking forward to getting down there. It'll be our first game this year. That we didn't get to go to the other one at Kidney Park against Brisbane. We had the kids and they just got back from school camp, so we couldn't take them, unfortunately. They were a bit too tired. So watched it on TV and had a good old time and had a heart attack, about 50 of them, but got through it in the end, which was the main thing. So this will be the first time Isaac Smith plays against his old mob. A bit of chat during the week in the media from his old mates talking about how they're going to run through him and give him a hard time, and Izzy, just laughing it off a little bit. But I really hope he goes hammer and tongs at him. I hope he kicks 4 or 5. And if they come for him, I hope our Geelong boys stick up for him. And I don't know. I just don't see him. I mean, I don't see him as a Geelong person. I know we kicked the goal that won us the game in the end last week, but I just want him to. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm looking for something from him to make me feel like he's a Geelong man. I haven't seen it yet, but it's early days, so hopefully we'll see something when we play Hawks, and he really tells me that he loves this club and he's in it for the right reason, not just to extend his career by a couple of years. Hopefully he's fallen in love with the club. So I guess form-wise, both teams are 1-1 at the moment. Hawks had a loss last week. We had a win last week. Read into that as you will. I mean, how you want, but I'd say Cats are probably starting to. They looked a lot better last week, even though we probably should have lost. But we did look a whole lot better from round one, which we just didn't seem to find our mojo at all that game. But yeah, it definitely looked like the boys were connecting really well and the disposals were a lot cleaner. Still made some mistakes. It's still round 2. That stuff's going to happen. But yeah, the boys look fantastic. So just a bit of a shame that we sort of let it go in the last quarter and they just didn't really click. And Brizzy just sort of running over the top of us. So maybe a couple of question marks about our fitness, or maybe a couple of question marks about Brisbane bringing on their sub conveniently just when they needed to make a run. Anyway, I talked about that last time. I'm not going to go over that again, but it still burns me. Should be a pretty close game. We're both, it's only 2 games in, but and it's still pretty hard to predict things early in a season before you've seen a bit of form from the sides, and they've played a few teams, and you kind of figure out, was that win against a decent opponent or not? You can't really tell because there's not really, the sample size isn't really big enough. So we'll be interested to see. I'd really love to be 2-1, obviously. I'll start getting a little bit worried if we're 1-2, but I get worried after every time we lose. I think the world's going to end, the sky's going to fall down, and I'm tearing up memberships and burning scarves. No, I don't do that. But no, I get down to that. It takes me about 48 hours to get over it. I'll be going on about it if we win for probably another 76 hours. But that's just how it is when you're a Geelong supporter, or when you're an AFL supporter generally. Well, hopefully you are anyway. That's why we love the game, the highs and the lows. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So hopefully, in terms of players coming back this week, hopefully Menengola comes back. He was dealing with that AC joint, or that one, I can't remember which one it was, but he got a knock and missed last week, obviously. Played all right in that game, in the first game, but missed the next week. So hopefully he's back. Seems to be a lot of positive talk that Duncan might come back. I think that's a bit of a touch and go, see how he trains on the Saturday or the Sunday, I think. I can't remember, or maybe it's Friday. But over the weekend, see how he trains, if he pulls up okay from that, and then I think Chris Scott and the selection committee will give him a chance. And I think, I've been off Duncan a fair bit over the years, but last year he played really well. I think we've missed him in the first half of the first few games of this year. So hopefully he gets back. Hopefully Menengola gets back. Clearly we've lost Gary Rowan out for a couple of weeks with a slap on the Lockie Neal's nipple. So. Which apparently he sort of let his chin down and faked it. Anyway, we won't go into that again. We've been there. He's copped his 2 weeks. He's probably going to get rested anyway, maybe, or dropped. So whatever. So they didn't appeal it, but we move on. We don't worry about it. Let's give someone else a chance. So I'm just thinking who might come in. So there's a couple of fringe players at the moment. We've got Josh Jenkins, who will probably come in a couple of times throughout the year. We've got Brad Close, who I'd love to see again, and again, just unlucky to miss out towards the end of last year. Sparkle Narkle, he should have a couple of goes. He's sort of been out of favour a little bit last little while. Darcy Thorpe played pretty well in the VFL, and Sherlock Holmes, Holmesy, he should go. He's been playing pretty well in lately, the first couple of games of the year as well. So in the VFL, I think Jarvis might have kicked 4 goals too. I didn't rate Jarvis. He's one and only game last year. He looked completely lost. So I'm not sold on him, and I'd get a bit nervous if he got named. But it's early in the year. You're going to see a lot of young guys get named and make a few debuts. So. Don't be surprised if we keep rotating through a few young guys and giving some guys a chance or a bit of a taste at the top level to whet their appetite a little bit. So I'm not really sure how they'll go with that. Could be. Myers played really well last time, but I've got a feeling this could be his last chance to hold his spot. I reckon they might sort of give him a spell if he puts in a bit of a stinker. He's kind of guy that just strike. You look at him and he gets really down on himself and down on confidence, but when he's got that confidence going, he's unbeatable. So if he has another down game, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him a spell in the twos and let him find some confidence there. Hopefully he can. You shouldn't be gifting games to players. If there's another guy coming up that wants to, it's putting his name out there all the time and putting in good performances week after week, you've got to reward that. So I love grind. I don't want any of the boys to be hitting bad patches of form as much as. We can get frustrated by them every now and then. I want them all to go well, but yeah, hopefully everyone, all 22 of them plus the sub. Hopefully we don't need the sub, but hopefully all 22 of them go well on the weekend and unchanged team, unless we can bring back Cameron or something like that. That'll be great. So yeah, just a couple of players that are still missing at the moment. We've still got the big rat, Radigalea. He's got that lower leg injury still, so I don't know when he's coming back, but haven't heard a whole lot of talk about him. In recent weeks and months, so hopefully he's not too far away. He can be a bit frustrating at times, but he's definitely got potential. So I'd like to stick with him a little bit and see what we can make of him. We've got Jezza, clearly he'll come straight back in when he's ready to go. I don't see him playing in the VFL. And little forgotten man, Simo. He played awesome last year and got hurt. But yeah, hopefully he gets over his injuries. He might need a few games in the VFL to find some form, get a bit of touch, and hopefully he'll come back ready to go. So that'll be good. And just to mention again, it's another mention of Marco Connor, old Marco, or the Shark, I think he's known at the club. I'll go with Marco. But yeah, the Shark, I think he's probably going to tag Mitchell, Tom Mitchell. So he did a pretty good job against Lachie Neale, even though Lachie Neale's suffering from a bit of back pain, apparently, not jaw pain, bit of back pain. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to get bang on whinge about last week. It's the third time I've whinged about things from the Brisbane game still. But no, let's hope Marco has another tagging role. It'll be interesting to see if he does, or if that was just a one-off because of the Lachie Neale situation. But we'll see. The matchups might not work this time around, so we'll see. We'll see what the boys, what the coaches put together with the team. So I'll just read out a couple of tweets because I put the call out during the week. So what do people think about who's going to be in and who's going to be out? So Renegade77 says, close to add that forward pressure we lose with Rowan. Yeah, you're probably right. I reckon that's not actually a bad pick. And I know a few people in other sort of chats that I've been following have been talking about Brad Close being a good pick. I don't know how good he is aerially. I can't remember, but I know, yeah, he seems to have that speed, and he seems to fit in well with the Geelong style. So I wouldn't mind seeing Brad Close get picked for the game. I think he'd be good on the MCG in that sunshine, just running down the wings. I'd love that. So thanks, Renegade77. Lil at Leecats says, if Menengola is 100% match fit, they should be in. If not, Close must come in. Close has the foot speed and good transition skills from mid to forward too. For emergency, either of these three, but only if they are 100% match fit. No April Fool joke inclusions, please. Please no. Yes, can we please not have some random that's just no one's ever heard of? We've heard of them all, but hopefully we have. But no crazy picks, please. No, let's make a statement and drop Tom Stewart. Let's have none of that, please. But yeah, hopefully both of them are fit. Duncan and Menangola. I think clearly if they're fit, they come straight back in. You need those types of guys in your team. So let's hope that they're in, and interesting to see who drops out. Max Blake. Max, you're getting your second mention this week. Good on you, Maxie. I'm giving you another mention because I loved your ins. You had Derek Hall and Peter Riccardi. I love Derek Hall. If anyone's not too young, you might remember Derek Hall from I think it was the mid-90s or something like that. He was a great player for us. Had a couple of good years. And Peter Riccardi, I think if you don't know Peter Riccardi, you're not a Geelong person. Out Gary Rowan, fair enough. Joel Selwood out. I don't know what are you smoking there, Max? Joel Selwood's been the best forever. Anyway, we'll move on from that one. You must be having a bit of a laugh there, Max. Della79 says, out Rowan and Dalhouse. Yeah, I should have said along with Myers. Dalhouse is probably the other one that's on the fringe. Needs a game. Everyone's sort of saying he's not really given us much. What's he there for if he's out of form and he doesn't get much goals, and his tackling forward pressure's not there as much. So I'm kind of with you there, Della79. I reckon Dalhouse could be on the way out. You've got Brad Close coming in. Yeah, that's probably lots of people are saying that, and Sherlock Holmes coming in as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the coach has picked a young fella for a go. And Holmes he has done nothing wrong so far, so wouldn't be surprised if he had a go there. Oh, what else we got? Anna Pav at Analyst Sports says, we may play Jenkins as Hawkins needs a second tall support, but I'd love to see us reinvent and play a smaller forward line. It was games against the Hawks where you missed James Parsons. Yes, we've never forgotten James Parsons' hit on Luke Hodge. His little elbow just knocked him in the next week. A few years ago now, that was probably the James Parsons highlight from his career. But he had a couple of good games with us. He just kind of he sort of lost his spot, and he had an injury at one point and just never really found his feet again with the team. And, these things happen. Every club's got a big list, and some players just miss out. But Parsons had a few chances, but would have loved seeing him just line up just to run in from 30 metres and take out Tom Mitchell or something like that, or Sicily if he was playing. But anyway, thanks Anna. Mel says out Chuck, which is Gary Rowan for those that don't know, and in Close. Yeah, another one that wants Brad Close to have a chance. So fingers crossed Brad gets a go. Chuck clearly out, but I'm hoping Brad gets a big chance and makes the most of it and gets to put a few games together. That'd be really nice. He lost out last time because the little master came back in late last year. So you'd hope Brad gets another chance to put it together and doesn't sort of spends the rest of his career in the VFL. I think it'd be unfair considering what we saw last year. But you got to earn it. So I'm pretty much in agreement with Brad Close as well. I think that would be my pick to come in. I'm thinking, if Duncan's fit, he'll come in. If Menangola's fit, he'll come in. So there'll be 3 outs. One of them clearly is going to be Rowan. I'm not going to be surprised if Dalhouse misses, and I'm not sure if the third one that'll be out. I guess the teams haven't. It's Friday morning now. The teams haven't come out yet, so I think they come out Saturday at some stage. The squads might be named tonight. I'm not sure how that works on Easter Monday. I can't remember. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see who they pick. My prediction for the win, I've got the Cats by 22 in a reasonably close game. I keep changing my mind on what I think is going to happen, but I think it'll be pretty close, and the Cats will do enough to get the win. Beck's going with the Cats. Beck's my partner, by the way. She's going with the Cats a little bit closer. Cats by 13, lucky 13. And James, my stepson, Beck's son, he's going Cats by 1,000,000 points. So if that's the case, James, it should be a great game as for Cat supporters. Hopefully Hawkins gets a bag of 10 or something like that. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Before I finish the show, I just wanted to have a quick mention of our girls in the AFLW. A bit of a tough season for them. But it was really good to get the win on the weekend. The final game, round 9, the final game of the year. Nice little send-off for Asta O'Connor in her last game. So well done, girls, on a bit of a tough year. I mean, clearly we've had a few injuries, and Nina Morrison, good old Nemo, she's second year in, can't just get on the park. So really hope Nemo gets a good run at it next year. And Purcell, I mean, she's a gun as well, and she's done an injury too. So we haven't had much luck this year. We've still got a young team, and we're still one of those expansion sides. So hopefully with a few of the younger girls, another pre-season under their belt, and maybe a couple of draft picks as well. Hopefully the future's looking a bit brighter for the girls team, or the women's team, in the next couple of years. So stick with them. If you can get to a couple, if you haven't been to a women's game before, get along to them. It's really fun. The kids really enjoy it. The weather's always great. So you won't complain. It's good to get along, and it's Geelong. So no matter whoever's wearing the hoops, we'll support them. We love you all. So and also just with the women, just thank you and for first AFL season as captain for Meg McDonald, all Australian selection this year. So in the squad. So good on you. Well done. Keep a bit of positivity going in the group, Meg. The girls will need that in the off season, I suppose, and start again for next year and have a good crack at it. So, yeah, anyway, good luck next time around. Good luck to the Catters on Monday for Easter Monday. I'm sure we'll go okay. Hopefully you can get a ticket. That's the other thing. I've got a couple of spare tickets. If anyone's interested, just drop me a line on the Twitter or just mention something in the chat, and I'll, if you need, first in, best dressed, really. So if you need a ticket, I think it's just general admission. Might be up the top somewhere, but if you need a couple of spare tickets for the game, I've come into a couple there, so just yell out, and I'm happy to make sure you can get access to them. Especially, probably might be a bit tricky if you don't live in Geelong, but if you live in G-Town, just I'll just let you know where I am, and you can just pop by and grab them. That shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, take care, guys. Go Cats, and we'll talk to you after the game. Cheers. Bye.